Oh no, I got scammed on my bike. The riding season is almost upon us, and this weekend I'm going to be doing my first ever ride on my new dirt bike. But before we do that, we have to do some basic maintenance to the bike because I have no idea what's been done to it. Also at the same time, I have a bunch of gear, and we're going to see if I got scammed on the bike with one important key part that I still don't know if I have on this bike or not. Okay, now that everything is out of the way, we need to look at this box first with all the simple things we need to do. I have a new air filter here because I don't know the condition of the one that's in the bike. I have some oil for the engine, oil for the transmission. I have an oil filter as well as tubes for my tires. If you haven't guessed, I also have tires. We're gonna knock out the oil change right away because it's pretty simple to do. But before we do that, I'm going to start the motorcycle to get all of the oil flowing. Now that we've got some heat into it, the oil will flow out much nicer. So now that the bike's warm, I can drain the oil. That's engine oil drain, and then you have your transmission drain right there. Hidden bolt, dirty, but it's right behind there. While I'm here, I'm also going to knock the trans bolt out. While I wait for the trans oil to finish draining, I'm going to take the engine oil filter out. So 2 8 mils right here. There is a spring inside, so technically this oil filter should kind of pop out. There we go. And you can see the spring on the top there. The oil filter can only go in one way. It goes the filter side with the rubber facing out. This is the engine side in. Make sure the O-ring is good. Looks good to me. Rubber side in. I'm gonna lube up this oil filter just a little bit as well. Now I'm just gonna install the trans bolt in right away, but just clean off the surfaces, clean off all the oil. So if there are any drips or leaks, you can spot them right away. Get this filter a little wet. I'm also going to install the last bolt and we can start filling. Now for the title of this video, did I get scammed on this motorcycle right here? In the last video, I talked about one major thing that I didn't know if this motorcycle had. And that is the fact that it has a Hinson clutch cover, but I'm not sure if this bike has a Hinson clutch. So like I showed, we have the Hinson clutch cover. Whether there's a clutch underneath here is the big question. So let's see if this motorcycle has a Hinson clutch or it's just a beauty thing, because the previous owner was not the one who installed it, and he did not know when I asked. This will be a massive W if this bike actually has the clutch. And the moment of truth. Oh yeah, that tells us a lot. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, after actually looking at some pictures and seeing what we're dealing with here, I'm 99% sure that this is a stock clutch. If this was a Hinson and it had Hinson clutch plates and everything, there most likely would have been another plate here that said Hinson on it, which means that this thing was just a beauty cover and it did not reveal a clutch. I'm a little upset it doesn't have an upgraded clutch. I was really hoping that it would. Once again, I explained this in the last video. It's not the end of the world if it didn't. It would have been a huge added bonus if it did, but I didn't pay for the bike expecting the clutch to be there. Oh no, I got scammed on my bike. Alright, so just a quick check for everything. This is actually the overflow here for the transmission, not this here. Some people fill it from here. I'm gonna fill it the proper way from the top. Apparently it takes a while for the oil to start overflowing. The oil we're gonna be using is actually the same oil that goes into the engine of the motorcycle. Honda's recommendation per the manual says that this is actually the right way to do it. Some people put trans oil. For now, I'm just gonna use what Honda recommends. Whenever you're filling up transmissions, the thing is, it always starts gushing out of here. So I just waited a little bit. I didn't touch it. I was just seeing what was gonna happen. Maybe the bike is a little unlevel, which might make a little bit more sense why the oil isn't flowing out. But as you can see there, it's starting to gush out, which means that she is full. And just like that, this bike is now full. I let it drain out just a little bit because I think I put too much I told you guys, once it starts coming out, it just gushes out and it all comes at once. Now, we can put engine oil in. And just like that, we're back to the other side. We have the oil fill right here. This actually has a dipstick on it, so we know where and how much we're supposed to fill. The engine is on a little bit of an angle, which isn't the end of the world, because we're gonna check it on level ground, but we're just gonna do some filling real quick. It should take about 600 milliliters, I believe. The oil is pretty much to the top, so maybe just I put a little too much in, so next time I'll know exactly where to go, but the oil still has to circulate, so since it has to circulate, it's probably going to go down a little bit. I'm gonna fire the bike up now that the oils are all good, let it run for a second or two, and technically should take it out for a little ride and check the oil, so maybe I'll ride it for the first time in a while. Now I'll just do a quick little double, triple check of the oil, if we need to add more or if we're good. We could stand to add a little more. It was like just underneath the halfway point, so I'm just gonna add a tad more oil, and that should get us back exactly where we need to be. Now there's one thing missing on this motorcycle that you guys might be noticing, and that is a skid plate and also this cover that goes right here over the disc. So I'm gonna need to get hardware for these right here tonight, and I don't have a skid plate yet. I forgot about getting a skid plate. I'm literally gonna order one tonight, have it on the way, and have it here. Maybe someone has a used skid plate in the area, not 100% sure. If someone does, I'll pick it up tomorrow before we go out riding on Saturday. Otherwise, it should be here for the second track day we do regardless. And the first day, I'll just have to be very cognizant. But let's talk about all the stuff that's in here. We got all the fun stuff. We might as well start off right here. Got this brand new helmet. Got the blue, the red to match the bike. Kind of ties in really nicely. I think it's gonna look really sweet. Got my riding pants. I have two jerseys. One is white that matches the pants, and then I got the black one there. I'm gonna be wearing the black one because it's still a little cold outside. The white one is gonna be awesome in the summertime. Then of course we have our other part of our protection right here, which is the chest protector. And then we have my boots, which are going to be pretty nice to have. I'm gonna break these in nicely on Saturday, hopefully. And of course, got the nice bag to have all the gear in the same place. If you're ever thinking about getting into any motorsport, the gear is always the important part. For the most part, all my gear is new. The most important thing that I recommend that you get is new is a helmet. If you're gonna be seriously riding, get a new helmet because helmets do expire over time. You can usually get pretty good deals on everything else used. If you want to save a couple bucks. I had some friends help me out with some gear. That's kind of the riding setup, the basic setup. I'm going to be adding a couple of things to the checklist as we ride a little bit more, but those are some of the basic things and pieces of gear that I have acquired so far. This is a new adventure for me, so everything is kind of a learning curve, and I wanted to make sure I had at least a helmet, boots, pants, and a proper chest protector while getting into it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little expensive buying all the gear and everything, but now that we're all set, we're kind of ready to go, it feels good. So now there's a couple things left and I want to go through the last box. This last thing here, if you haven't already figured it out, are new plastics for the bike. As much as I love the all red, these plastics are pretty beat up and need to be replaced. They also don't have any graphics on them whatsoever, and it's not worth putting graphics on these plastics, so we're just gonna refresh it. But I did decide to change it up a little bit. I added a little bit more white. So those are gonna be white, the fender is gonna be red, that is going to be white. There's gonna be a little bit of red right there with the rest of it being all white. It's gonna look great with the graphics on it. It'll look a little off without graphics. But with that said, this bike looks a little too bland to go out this weekend, so we're gonna put a sticker from the Vintage Racing Company on it, somewhere like right here. We haven't talked too much about what VRC is. The official launch is happening in 1 week, next Friday. This is my company and we'll go into a whole bunch more details. We do have the early access live right now, so if you want to go join, click the first link in the description and you can join the club. But without further ado, I'm going to put the sticker, I think, right here. I'm gonna go something like this right here. We can see some of the imperfections from the motorcycle's plastics showing, but I think that looks pretty good. It's just a little touch, makes it stick out a little bit more. I dig it. filter isn't too dirty. I don't hate leaving this in here until I have all the proper things. You need to oil these filters up. I don't have the lube and everything right now, so I'm just gonna leave it. I think it's fine. Now, even though I'm not changing the air filter or the tires or the plastics before I go for the first ride, there are a few things that I want to take care of, mainly just cleaning out the debris from underneath. I took this side plastic off, including this front guard. Same thing under here. I'm gonna clean that side, take it off, kind of give the bike a once over, and then in just a second, we will be adjusting the chain as well. This is what the bike looks like without any of the side plastics on. I just thought I'd expose it, check over everything one time, because I've never done a proper once over on this bike. So I'm just kind of doing that right now, making sure everything's good. So just doing a little more information, a little more digging on kind of what we need to do with this chain. So this apparently is fine. You put 3 fingers kind of here and it should be fairly tight. My chain is maybe a little loose, and I believe we can adjust it from right here, 5 to like 4. I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So my chain tension isn't like too far off. I'm going to get my buddy's expert opinion tomorrow, because I'm actually gonna take the bike to his place to load them up for when we go. So I'm just gonna have him do it, because free labor, why not? But now I gotta put all of this back together. Got the VMAX standing out there as well. And just like that, I have the bike all back together. The chain tension, the front disc brake cover, don't have a skid plate on the bike right now. Yes, I am aware of that. Thought the shadow was an oil stain for a second. I was like, oh no, is it leaking? No, we're good. That's all I got for this one. In the next video with this bike, hopefully coming in the not too distant future, we're gonna be taking her out on the track for the first time, and I'll also show you guys all the small things and bits that I took care of before getting it on there, because I want to get on there with a proper bike. This thing is ready to rip for the weekend, short of a small couple of things. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the video on this motorcycle that's coming out, and don't be afraid to check the video out right here or right here.